I'm fighting for my life over here. My mind is trying to kill me. And if I do nothing, I am going to die, guys. Every day I get up, my mind tells me to go and jump off a building. It tells me to go and on pills. It tells me to go and myself. I have been trying to find purpose, and I've been trying to find the reason why I'm here, and I've come to the conclusion that life is pointless. There is no purpose.
All right, y'all. So we back. I do want to say something. If you have not watched part 1 of this, please be sure to click on part 1. Go to my page. It'll be linked in the description down below in the comments or on the screen right now to thoroughly understand what's going on right now. Just a little warning for you all that some of this stuff may be trigger warning. So viewer discretion is advised to anyone watching. Some of the words and things may be triggering. There's nothing graphic going on, but I know how words can be triggering to some people. So there's just a little warning. And I also just want to start off again with another prayer and just say rest in peace to this young lady. Let's go into it right now and see what she said.
Hi guys. So I have come to the conclusion that God doesn't exist here on earth in the way we think he exists. I think this world is way too evil, way too wicked. Honesty has no place here.
If you watch the first video, yeah, I see, man, I feel like them demons is in her mind, man. She's fighting them, and they honestly seem like that they're in control of her. The enemy is in control of her right now. That's personally what I feel like, y'all. It's sad just to hear how she's speaking right now compared to the last video. Off rip, she sounded defeated. Compared to the last one, it seemed like she was fighting and wanting help. Now it just seemed like she just accepted what's going on, and she already has her mind made up.
Truth has no place here. Morals have no place here. I think this world is truly, truly evil and evil only. It was set up by evil men, wicked people, corrupt people. And honestly, I think the separation between God and man is that God, this is my theory, God cast us down here to earth to live, to see that we really don't have things figured out as much as we think we do. I think only 2 places exist, 2 realms, which is with God and without God. So I think without God is here on earth, like what we can see, you know, the universe itself that is unfolded right before our eyes, like what we see. And with God is what we can't see. And it's not here on earth. It's in another place. It's in a place perhaps far away that we can't see, we can't hear, we can't touch. I think the world is being run the way it is because man meaning men and women, like the man that's in the Bible. It says God created man. I think we know what we're doing, but we really don't. I don't think we know what we're doing at all. And ever since I went into the church, I have been trying to find purpose, and I've been trying to find the reason why I'm here, and I've come to the conclusion that life is pointless. There is no purpose.
It's crazy, man.
Have just been indoctrinated to breed like animals, to have children. The government, the rulers of the world, those are the people who set life up this way. That's why life is so difficult. It's so hard, because it was only set up and designed for a few people to be on top and stay on top, and for most of us to suffer. No matter how much I look on this world, I don't see any good. I don't see any mercy. I don't see any salvation. It's all just one big hoax. It's just an illusion. And the nice people, the people that you think are nice and good and kind, they're really not. They're probably pretending, you know. Yeah, I have come to the conclusion that God does not exist in this world the way we think he does with Jesus, and something is not right. Something is not right. I think the story of Jesus might have just been made up to give the poor people hope, something to hope for, something to believe in. Because when you sit and you really look at poor people's lives, they have no hope. No hope in this world. They're born poor, and they're more than likely 100% they're going to die poor. 100%. Like 100%. Unless you sell your soul and you do certain things. You sell your soul, and somehow, by some stretch of luck, you know, you make it out. There is no making it out, guys, and having your morals intact. It doesn't exist. Everything is transactional. If you see somebody go from poor to rich, there is something or someone, more than likely, behind them, on their team, on their side. They have a wild card in their pocket. There is no making it out, and that is a very, very harsh and hard reality to accept. That's why I think the story of Jesus and, you know, religion and all them things were created to give people something to do, something to pay attention to, something to hope for, something to believe in. And I'm saying this now because, well, honestly, guys, we don't get to choose how we are brought into this world, but we can choose how we leave, how we exit. We do get to choose our death date. It's just that a lot of people, they're not going to choose that option because for some reason they feel entitled to be here just because they're alive and just because they exist.
Yeah, she sounds very defeated, man, because it is definitely an option to stay, but it's not an option to leave, if that makes sense. Like, she's saying that we can choose our, I don't know. That doesn't, it's sad. Like, we already know why she's thinking like this from the first video, but it's just sad because if somebody would have been there to tell her, like, yo, you're tripping, like, tap in, you know, let's, and just try to help her mentally. Cause mentally, emotionally, she's already tapped out. Like, she's already have her mind made up just from that little sentence she said. Like, if somebody would at least been there to talk to her, the fact that she uploaded this and nobody said nothing, this is just crazy, man.
I feel like they should have everything that this world has to offer. Why do people feel this way? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. You were brought here with nothing, literally, with absolutely nothing, naked as the day you came here, and some way, somehow you believe that everything, all the comforts and the luxuries of this life should belong to you. Because what exactly? And then guys, this is an unpopular opinion, but I don't think we should be reproducing as much as we actually are reproducing. I think, well, actually, I don't know why it is that we reproduce so much. Perhaps because it's in the Bible that says we should get married to each other, but see, this is again why I'm starting to question the Bible. Like, how can marriage and children be what we're supposed to do? Like, unless you have a plan for that child's life from start to finish.
So the thing is, man, like the way the world is now, it was totally different in biblical times. And I feel like some people can, try to think like that, like as far as like things that it says and be like, okay, well, I mean, you can still have kids and things like that. But of course, it probably was a lot different taking care of a child when you can get a whole loaf of bread for a penny, or, where everything was really from the source, where you can just go and actually farm your own food and things like that from way back then. Didn't happen to monopolize off of the government. Like there was governing, but it wasn't the type of government that's what it now. It wasn't taxes and all this other stuff that was way back then, just even BC. You could do before Christ, after Christ, whatever. You could do 1800s. Like it's totally different now. And I feel like that's what she's talking about. She's talking about living life right now and trying to live it like wholly as if it was back in, the times of the Bible, and how I guess she's just probably like, I don't even want to reproduce because she is a woman. She's like, I don't want to bring no child into this world because I can't give the child a world that I would want to give it,
It doesn't make sense for you to bring them here. I don't get it. It's like you bring them here.
It's a worldly
and
thing.
Then believe that some invisible power, something that you have probably never heard from in your entire life, and is only your subconscious. It's only your subconscious that has been whispering things to you in your mind, and you believe it and say, oh, the Lord said to me. You believe that some invisible wind hovering over the water is somehow going to give that child a purpose and to give that child a good life? How? Like this doesn't make sense to me. Why don't you guys question these type of things? Don't you see that we're just all born to be workers? If you're born into a family that does not have it, that child is going to become a part of the system, and it's going to be next to impossible to get out. We're just breeding workers for the system. Open your eyes. Don't you see that? For the men out there, the concept of marriage and children, and the man should be the head of the household and he should provide and protect and blah blah blah. Don't you see that concept is not even bulletproof? Like, look at Charlie Kirk. That man just died. But look what's happening. Look what's going to happen to his wife and his children. They're gonna have to work, because how else are they going to support themselves? Like, unless you have family. If you have family, well then congratulations. But if you don't, she's just gonna have to work, and those children are gonna grow up and they're going to be like, oh, I have to work too. It doesn't make sense. See, oh, you go around talking about, oh, I'm the provider, I'm the protector. One bullet and you're gone. And your whole philosophy about providing and protecting. You can't provide and protect if you're dead. Like, and whatever you leave back, it's going to run out because you're the only one that can carry on your legacy. That's how I see it. Yeah, like even the rich people, when they reproduce, not even that I fully understand, because they bring children here. Who is to say that the child is going to want to work at your company and carry on your legacy? It's selfish. I think reproduction is very, very selfish. It's very selfish. It's inconsiderate of the child. That's just how I feel, guys. That is how I genuinely feel. And the whole king concept, you know, you have some men out there that make money and they want to have as many children as possible. And they're going to grow up to be what? They're going to start their own business, go into different trades, professions. I mean, yeah, but then what's the end goal? Like, just to make money? To be happy? Like, what is the point? I don't understand. I don't understand. Don't we see that this doesn't make any sense? I'm going to have a bunch of children, and then they're going to grow up, and they're going to be forced to have to go out there in the world to deal with God knows what, to deal with all manner of evil that is in this world, because this place is truly evil and truly wicked. Like, don't you think about these things before you have children?
I do feel like some people do think about that. Some people don't, and some people do bring children into this world, and their children turn out to be some of the craziest people ever. Like, you know, I'm positive everybody watching right now, a lot of y'all know some people who've had children that you just be like, nah, definitely nah. Or throughout time, you was like, I knew she should never had this kid, because now this little dude is 18, and you know, people and breaking into cars and all of this. Like, y'all have, everybody know that, you know. But as far as what she's talking about, I think that's just really part of the journey. Nobody knows. Like, you can have the most wealthiest kids and children. I mean, not the most well. You can have the most wealthiest parents, and it still will not determine. Well, one can have the most wealthiest parents, and that still won't determine how their kid grows up. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at a lot of these Disney Channel stars. A lot of them grew up into that. That's why their family had the money to invest. Athletes too. Look at a lot of athletes' children. Like, they fight different battles. I don't feel like their life is really all about being born into it, and somebody has a plan exactly what you're going to do from birth. Like, that they can have that plan, but it's ultimately on you. And that's just the sad thing about life. I understand what she's talking about on there, as far as just, I guess she's just saying that this is why she don't want to reproduce, because this is where her head is at, you know. But we already know, you know, what she really was thinking about and what was the end goal of her doing what she did, which was unfortunate. But
Or do you have children as a retirement plan? Is that the reason why people have kids? I don't know.
it's really like a generational curse to be broken, for real. Like, a lot of, you know, our great 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 grandparents were really born in a time where, you know, they didn't have any plans, and you know, just you know, racism and all that stuff back then, like, they wasn't allowed. But, you know, the more generations that come, the more knowledge that we have, we are able to set things aside for our children to have a proper future. If they want to take that path, of course. Because I know a lot of y'all know too, some wealthy people in life Just even some friends, we'd be like, you grew up in the biggest house with a family who gave you a plan and you chose to go the opposite way. It's just life.
I think the concept of having children is just misconstrued. Because you have as many children as you want, and then what? What about the child? Like, you telling me that child's going to grow up and just never question anything, never question the reason why they're here?
So I think she's actually talking about her. I honestly think she's talking about her now. She's projecting. Basically, she's speaking in a sense as if it's not her, but really venting about her situation on why did possibly her parents have her and they can't give her the proper future or the guidance that she needs in life because now it's overwhelming her. That little sentence she just said just gave out every single thing she's been talking about when it comes to procreation. And that's personally how I feel. Just listen. And when y'all listen to it, y'all going to be like, she's definitely talking about her experience of possibly the relationship she have with her parents and how she feels and where her mind is at. It's all of that. Watch. She's talking about her childhood and her being brought into this world and why.
Their purpose, like why they do the things they do, what kind of valuable contribution are they making to society.
That's literally everything she just said in the last video. Everything she said in the last video is exactly that. But she's trying to say that, you know, I think she's speaking in a sense. I don't know how to say what sense she's speaking in. But yeah.
We just go on autopilot and go with what is before us. Like, ah boy. And then you have another concept of these men that their daughter should have an easy life and their son should have a hard life. But what's gonna happen if, for perfect example, what's gonna happen if the daughter loses her husband by a bullet in the neck? Then what? She's just gonna have to remarry? And then I think, bro, you men don't have to deal with these sexual appetites of these men. So you don't understand how difficult it is sometimes being in these relationships, handing your daughter off to a man you don't even know. Not a man that you don't even know, but a man that you probably don't even know, like, fully. You know, he can present himself as a nice, eligible bachelor, but no one is purely good, guys. Absolutely no one. And over time, that's when you see people's real, true colors start to show. That's why nothing is lasting these days, because people are just like, they're over it. They're over everything. They are over everything. Anyway, what else do I want to say? Yeah, guys, just live your life. Do what you want to do. Don't let anybody rude. Don't let anybody tell you what to do. Do what you want to do. Because at the end of the day, none of this really means anything. It's all pointless. You know, if you don't die now, or if you don't die young, you're gonna die old, guys. We're just born to die. We're born to die. Perhaps that's what the Bible meant when it says, Man had knowledge, and with that came sin. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Well, no, it's incomplete. Man had knowledge, and with that came sin, and with sin came death. So if we are all born to die, it must mean that the concept of being born, like constantly producing humans more and more and more and more, it must mean that that is the concept of sin, concept of death, no? Think about it. Think about it. What else could it mean? Because as far as I see, the minute we're born, we're subject to death. That's the only thing I see. That's why babies die. Bro, people die from in the womb. And not like abortion. I mean, like stillbirth, like complications during pregnancy, you just die. The minute that life is formed in that womb, before it even comes out into this world, it is subject to death. That is the only guarantee a life has.
Wow.
A
That
human
is
life.
pretty true. I don't think promise in this world is death.
Yeah. And also what I want to say is, yeah, none of this world, it makes sense. Because you telling me that it's only some people who go to a building enclosed in 4 walls, a ceiling, those are the only people that are going to make it into heaven? What? Does that make sense to you? Let's look at the Christians specifically. You telling me that if I don't go into some water, be submerged, read a book, say some words, go to meetings, you telling me if I don't do all of that, I'm not going to make it into heaven? Because who says so? Because you say so? That makes sense? That don't make no sense. That doesn't make any sense. So then we can question and say, perhaps it's a control thing. Yeah, because who are the people at the top right now? If I were to guess or say who I think are on top, it would be the leaders of the world, which is 1. So the politicians. And number 2 would be the religions of the world. No? Yeah.
Bro, this is all one take. This no edits. This is crazy.
So
like this is all one take,
you have
y'all.
the politicians, and number 2 you have the religious people. That's where education was born. from religion. So is it all a plot to keep the poor people poor? But now the poor people have banded together. They have banded together. Right now, organized crime is stronger than anything you could ever imagine. The poor people are banding together. Or at least that's what's happening in my country. That's what's happening in my country. I don't know about what's happening anywhere else, but yeah. Yeah, and I mean, how did the poor people survive during COVID? I don't know. I really don't know. Stay at home. Stay home and do what? Stay home and how do you eat? Anyway, what I normally do when I'm smoking weed is I would listen to music. So I'm gonna jump off right now and go listen to some music. I'll be back.
Sad thing is, y'all, she never came back. That is the sad thing. She never came back. And after this, she actually ended up herself. I said everything I really needed to say throughout the video. And it's really self-explanatory what's going on here, y'all. Just make sure that any friends or family that y'all have, when they're speaking and things like this, that y'all reach out to them, because you just never know when it's too late. You never know when will be the last time you would talk to them. You never know when will be the last time you would even see them. You know what I'm saying? And this cry for help, this is only 2 of her YouTube videos. These are the last 2 that she posted back to back. Before that, I'm not sure if she was still talking about it, but I'm more than positive she was, because she seemed very well spoken. The way she's communicating, would it be in one take on YouTube? One take. It just shows that this is genuinely how she was feeling. It wasn't no cuts, wasn't no edits, wasn't no bleeping. And she still put subtitles in there to rewatch it before uploading it. That just shows she was very intentional about what she uploaded. And I feel like that she wanted some type of help. I feel like if she would have uploaded that to TikTok, it probably would have did a lot different. And somebody possibly would have been able to reach out to help her, or whatever it is, or she probably could have started a GoFundMe or something, man. But it's sad that this young lady lost her life